Ramos, Contra Costa College and Diablo Valley College, and we're working on Adjust 121 Basic Law, and we're trying to talk today about um, how to use the videos to create your reports. So let's do that right now. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at these the man with the knife case, and you could listen to this guy or not listen to this guy. You can bump this up and make it bigger if you want, but basically we want to be able to hear this, and I'm using something with headphones, so that's not going to work. So hold on just a second. Let's switch this up real quick. Let's go with the output is going to be the built-in speakers, and hopefully that's going to work all right. And so let's listen to this real quick. Hopefully you can pick it up, but you can see this yourself and see what's happening. So we're going to play this man with a knife. So the first thing I am looking at is I'm seeing that I have a white male. He's probably about 6'1" to 6'4", well, maybe 6'1", 6'2", and he looks like he's probably about 300 pounds. He's wearing a blue pair of blue jeans, some white tennis shoes, and a powder blue shirt, and he's talking to a female. I'm just looking at what's going on here. Okay, now he sees me, and I'm going to be assuming that I'm a police officer, okay? Now, something that you might not have picked up here, and this is something that you got to start to work on your observation skills. His hand, always when you're approaching somebody, you're always looking at hands, hands, weapons, associates, escape routes, and cover and concealment. So I'm looking at his hand right now, and he just pulled something out, and he's opening up a knife, and now he has a knife out, and he's displaying this knife in a fighting position. Now he's not coming at me yet, but he's trying to get me to come on. He's trying to get me to come on, and this is your first situation. So we could close that down because we don't care about that anymore. So now I'm going over here and I'm in my facts. And the first thing I wanted to do is describe the suspect. So I have a white male adult, and he's probably about 40 years of age. 40. He's about 6'2", maybe 300 pounds. He's got gray, balding hair. All right. How do you spell bald? B-A-L. Probably B-A-L there. Balding. Blue jeans. Light blue. Long sleeve dress. Shirt. White tennis shoes, armed with a dark colored folding knife. That's all important. Okay? And suspect S is arguing with a female, sees me and walks towards me, reaching in his pocket and opens the folding knife. He then takes a fighting stance and waves the knife from side to side at shoulder level, stating, You want a piece of me? Come on. And you notice I'm putting that in parentheses. So really, this is what I've been able to capture. This is what this guy's done. Now you have to try to decide and what it is that you're going to work on here. And we're going to have to pick a crime. Now, the easiest one to pick, I mean, the absolute easiest one to pick is going to be your 417 PC. And you got to go look that up. But I just know that by heart because I'm, a trained police officer. So 417 is brandishing a weapon in a rude and threatening manner, right? 417 PC. So you could look that up. And it's a misdemeanor. However, you could also interpret this that he is brandishing an officer. So that is another section of 417 that you could look at. I think this is one, and there's a felony section that's there. And I would be looking in my book under, because one of the first areas that you're going to be looking at is going to be on crimes against public peace. And it could be possibly 415, challenging to fight, but really because this guy has got the weapon in his hand, that causes a whole bunch of other issues for me that I'm worried about. And so it's really important that you're kind of paying attention to that also. I'm not sure which one of the books you have on you that you're actually using to look at this. So here's the other thing. Don't he opened the knife up by just his hand. It was not a switchblade from what I could see. And so be careful not to get caught up in whether or not you think it's a switchblade or or what have you. So the book I have, it says it's on page 120. I looked in the back in the appendix and just look up what I think is the possible section, and then kind of go from there. It doesn't even look like it's there. So 415 would be the challenging to fight, but again, the most appropriate one is 417, which is where you're displaying the weapon in a rude and threatening manner. So I'm putting down what I think it is, the type of crime, and I know that it's displaying a weapon, a deadly weapon, in a rude and threatening manner, and a suspect displays knife and uses both physical and verbal threatening actions towards me, right? Now, depending on what you want to say, and this is called brandishing, it could be a misdemeanor or felony. I would take either one on here. At least the misdemeanor. If you are a citizen, it's a misdemeanor. If you are charging as an officer. So in other words, you're the officer coming up to investigate this. I'm in uniform. It's obvious that I'm an officer. And you brandish a weapon at me, it's a felony. So it'd be good to let me know that. And what type of intent is this? What do you think brandishing is? So does he have a specific intent in mind? Not really. We don't know what he intends to do. Does he just want to scare me? Is he going to hurt me? What the heck's going on? It's not criminal negligence, right? And so specific intent, don't think so. Transferred intent, no, because he's focusing on me, not someone else. If he threw the knife and hit somebody else, then maybe that would be transferred intent. Criminal negligence is not applicable here, so it's going to be general intent. Because in the section it doesn't say, it just says brandishing a deadly weapon in a rude and threatening manner. It doesn't say for the purposes of or with the intent to, because then that would make it a specific intent crime. So really, this is all I'm looking for here, and I'm really looking for you to start to observe and see what's going on and capture this part here. The two things that are important to me is this, and then also this. You know, here is the elements, and then suspect action. And you could do it any way you want here, but these are a lot more fun than taking multiple choice tests. And again, I'm looking for something that you can arrest them for. So I'm going to give you some leeway, but you're not going to get full points unless we match up, right? And so that's how you would do this particular exercise. I'm kind of giving you this first one, so I hope that you take my advice and provide me with the paper. I want to see it in this format. You know, you can shrink this up and make it one page so it's easier for me to read, and then I can give you some feedback. But this is what it's really like on the street. You know, you got to be paying attention to what's happening, and I'm trying to come up with ways to teach you how to be able to see the elements and start to be aware of how you would write police reports. Okay, so that's it for this particular session.